fly to Reno. And the Reno Tournament of Champions, we originally were going to go with them and bring you a lot of great wrestling. Penn State, maybe, Arizona State, some of those folks, Stanford scheduled to be there. But John Smith called me about Tuesday and said, I think we're going to pull the plug on that. Not going to take the varsity. They're going to stay home, work out, and we'll send them home for the holidays. We're going to take 14 reserves. And, of course, you never know, Roger. About 3 guys that went to Reno last year wound up in the lineup by the end of the year. So that happens quite often. But again, John is selecting at this time. He maybe hold out the main guys, and we'll see Penn State at a later date.
Yeah, plus, the Southern Scuffle just a couple of weeks away, and that's kind of a big event. You want to go out there and have a good performance and start off your second semester of the year off. You got the Hawkeyes coming in mid-January. So, it's one of those things that's a lot of extra matches. If it was a young team that was looking for, wins and confidence, possibly. But this veteran team, a lot of these guys have kind of been there, done that. It's just an extra week of training back here. I mean, you go out there and you might get 5, 6 matches. So, it's been a while since the Cowboys have been out there, but, Wyatt Sheets is going. Gio Martinez, redshirt 149 pound. So there'll be some Cowboys out there that we'll keep an eye on. But, John Smith's a veteran coach. You're trying to win a national championship. They're not trying to win the Reno Tournament of Champions.
Right. Well, let's say John Blaylock, who's wrestled so well, go back to 149. I guarantee you, he'll probably have something to say about what goes on at 149 weight class at Reno. And Tristan Moran, some of these guys, they're maybe not in the starting lineup because there's studs in front of them, but that's not to take anything away from those guys. There's some guys that will go there and maybe make some noise. And as you said, a couple of the red shirts also. Red shirts have to pay their own way, which is why a whole bunch of them are not going. But a couple of them are going to make the trip. But, yeah, the NCAA rules, the red shirts have to get their own flight to their own rooms and do all of that. So, again, but a couple of red shirts are going. But those other guys are squad members. And this also, John, kind of explaining the fact that they can be in the spotlight this weekend. The coaches can concentrate on them, and those guys are valuable to the program. He said it really gives them a chance to, again, we put all of our concentration on those guys. If the varsity was there, that wouldn't be the case.
And the other thing, too, Rex, I mean, they're one injury away from being in the starting lineup. So those guys going out there that possibly need some confidence against some national guys, some ranked guys to see that, hey, I can compete at this level, just in case I do get called up in February, or, certain guys that are knocking on the door to be a starter. Again, Cade Brock got injured last year at the Scuffle, so boom, all of a sudden Gary Wayne back in there, different part of the season there, but you know what I mean. It's just one of those things for these guys to go out there and get some wins against other guys that are outside of the room, so if they do get called on second semester, they'll be ready.
No doubt about it. And again, the starting lineups being introduced as we speak. The Big Orange Night here at Gallagher Iber Arena, Oklahoma State and Cornell, and we're about ready to get underway. And the next time you're in town to check out the Oklahoma State Cowboys, check out Stillwater's finest dining for authentic Mexican cuisine and drinks with 3 great choices. Palomino's on Perkins Road, El Burrito Vaquero on the Strip, or El Vaquero West on 6th Street. Stillwater's best choice of restaurants for authentic Mexican cuisine, margaritas, and a great atmosphere when you're in town following the Cowboys. And crave Mexican food. Again, we recommend Palomino's, El Burrito Vaquero, and El Vaquero here in Stillwater. Captains are out. And J.R. Bloss, our referee tonight, as they turn on the spotlights here, the big lights, I should say. And we're about ready to wrestle, beginning at 174 pounds. And again, right out of the gate, an outstanding matchup, and maybe the best one of the night, number 4 versus number 6. Kyle CRUTCHMER of the Cowboys, the senior, 4-0. Brian REALBUTO, a senior, for Cornell, 7-1.
Yeah, not a lot of flash right here, just a couple of tough Mack trucks, and again, just a couple of guys that are going to really be physical with the ties, and again, points are going to be hard to score in this one. We could see some great scrambles, and again, maybe the two top guys of the weight class. Obviously, there's other guys that have something to say, but of course Kyle made that great run a couple of years ago. That same year, REALBUTO made the national final. So again, this could be a preview of a Friday night semifinal, a Saturday night championship match, even a Friday morning quarterfinal. But again, what a great way to start what could be a very entertaining dual meet.
So 174 pounds is where we begin tonight. And again, about ready to get underway is the crowd, again, with the students out of town. It really is a pretty good turnout here tonight. The students, of course, with the first semester done, are off wherever they may be. But, again, we are about ready to get this duel underway. Hey, visit StillwaterOK.org. Dine and stay in Stillwater. Partners include Freddie Paul's Steakhouse, Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory, Freddie's Frozen Custard, Domino's Pizza, Slim Chickens, Eskimo Joe's, Mexico Joe's, and Mojo's Bar and Grill. Support these great store locations that support OSU Wrestling. And after tonight, as we mentioned, the Cowboys headed to the Reno Tournament of Champions, and then the Cowboys will get a little break, get to go home and celebrate a little bit of Christmas, and the varsity returns, and they'll work out a few days before the Cowboys head to the Southern Scuffle. The folks will leave on the 30th of December, and the Southern Scuffle, Chattanooga, Tennessee, January 1 and 2. And that is where we will begin the second semester. And then right after that, January 15th, everybody's marked it on the calendar, I hope, as the Iowa Hawkeyes will be in here, and that should be fun.
It always is. Well, how about that first weekend of January? Wow, West Virginia basketball coming in. You got a big football game. End of the month, Cowboys at the Scuffle. A very fun 3 or 4 days of OSU athletics.
No doubt about it, and hopefully a fun night tonight as we're underway at 174 CRUTCHMER and REALBUTO. Number 4 versus number 6, respectively, and we're underway. Again, the big orange mat. Cowboys in the orange singlets tonight. Cornell in the red singlets with that, iconic, gigantic white C right in the middle of the chest. And then Cornell across the script around the back. There's a shot in underneath, getting on the leg, REALBUTO, but CRUTCHMER with that great strength, able just to reach down and get the hands of REALBUTO and pull him right off of that leg.
Looked like a pretty good shot, but Kyle just reached down on them vice grips and pulled it off, and we're back to even.
Little 2-on-1 arm tie by REALBUTO. He's got a brother on the team also. Not in the lineup, however, tonight is the 2 174-pounders. Tying it up, and again, you have one of those deals where two very similar type wrestlers is what they like to do and their skill set. And sometimes, as Roger pointed out, it could make for maybe low-scoring matches, but if you like tough guy wrestling, this is what it's all about.
Well, it comes down to it. During a 7-minute match, there may be one flurry of 3 or 4 seconds that could determine the winner. So obviously, these guys very cautious, not going to make a mistake, not going to overextend themselves. And so, again, pulling the trigger sometimes is a little harder because you make a mistake, and both these guys, great counter wrestlers, are going to make you pay for it.
REALBUTO, again, got in on the leg briefly. That just a moment ago, he kind of made a semi-shot at a high crotch. Didn't get all the way in there and backed out quickly. CRUTCHMER, we've yet to see him really make an offensive move, but he's looking for an opening and gets around behind REALBUTO, but not able to finish it off. REALBUTO kind of made a mistake. CRUTCHMER was able to step around him, get all the way around behind him, but couldn't wrap him up.
Yeah, boy, good footwork from REALBUTO, too. Just shows quickness and, again, just be able to spin out of there. And both guys have had opportunities to score in the first period.
No score as we're moving right along with just 46 seconds remaining in period number 1, 0-0. "35 seconds. Little slap to the back of the neck by REALBUTO. CRUTCHMER just going with the heavy hands and the little hand fighting going on. Collar ties and being very cautious here in this opening 3-minute period. 15 seconds. CRUTCHMER with a double leg shot. Comes up with the right leg. REALBUTO trying to fight him off. 11 seconds to go in the period. CRUTCHMER has that right leg. Dumps him upside down. 6 seconds to go. REALBUTO over the top, hanging on to an ankle. Time's going to run out, and nobody will score. CRUTCHMER waited, found an opportunity, but couldn't finish.
Yeah, store that away for later on. Nice little setup, got to the legs, but again, REALBUTO just shows that ability to scramble and physical enough to avoid getting taken down by Kyle. Again, small advantage. A couple of chances to score there in the second half of the opening period, but a long ways to go.
In the second period, it will be Brian REALBUTO of Cornell in the down position. He gets to his feet, and CRUTCHMER's just going to cut him loose. Didn't really attempt to hook anything up. So there's the escape for REALBUTO. He has a 1-0 lead. Right back where we were in the first period now. There's two guys leaning on each other, hand fighting and collar ties. And REALBUTO was a little more active in that first period, but CRUTCHMER really got closest of either one to actually scoring a takedown right at the end of period number one.
This could also be a little preview of Southern Scuffle. Championship finals, possibly. A couple of weeks away, so these guys are going to be familiar with each other heading into the new year.
54 seconds remaining in the second period. REALBUTO with a 1-0 lead. CRUTCHMER reaches in, slaps the ankle, and backs out. Crowd making some noise. To fire up their favorite, Kyle CRUTCHMER, out of Tulsa Union High School. Shot in underneath. REALBUTO slapped the knee, but couldn't suck it up. Backs out of there quickly. 20 seconds to go in the period. Oh. Slapping going on. J.R. blows the whistle. The referee starts him over. "11 seconds. Oh, ankle pick by REALBUTO. CRUTCHMER dives in there. Then a whip over by REALBUTO. Almost got on the way around behind him. Didn't happen. And that'll end the period. Wow. Both men had opportunities, and CRUTCHMER was completely off balance at one point, but recovered.
Yeah, and REALBUTO got to that ankle briefly, but Kyle again, sharp little footwork and got out of there. And again, we'll see who's got the most in the gas tank here in the final 2 minutes.
Well, it's 1-0 REALBUTO. Kyle CRUTCHMER of the Cowboys in the down position on the whistle. REALBUTO looks like he wants to try to ride. A little spiral ride. Right arm run back through the crotch as he hooks that right leg. Ran a half in on the left side. CRUTCHMER slowly comes to his feet now, out with the escape. That'll tie it up at 1-1.
Yeah, one good shot, one little flurry. See if somebody can finish a shot and make something happen here, because, again, we knew points would be at a premium, but I think Kyle's been a little bit closer, but again, it doesn't mean anything with the final minute and a half to go here.
1:20 remaining in the third period. Score tied 1-1. Oh, REALBUTO ankle pick and a takedown. CRUTCHMER boom right to his rear end. REALBUTO has a 3-1 lead. Kyle does a set out. REALBUTO trying to suck him back to the mat, but CRUTCHMER's out with the escape. 3-2 now. CRUTCHMER trailing by a point. 1 minute exactly remaining in the third period. Neither man has a riding time advantage. REALBUTO does have 20 seconds on the riding time clock. Of course, you need 1 minute in order for that to come into play. 45 seconds to go. Nice ankle pick by REALBUTO.
Yeah, this caught Kyle like right in between hops, looked like, and just timing is everything. And
now a stalling warning on Kyle CRUTCHMER, who's also got a bloody nose. So J.R. Blows just gave him a stalling warning.
Grabbing the fingers. Stopped him earlier, mentioned, hey, quit grabbing the fingers and stuff, and he did it again. And a little bit of a rest period, though, for Kyle here, make a charge in the final 40 seconds.
Bloody nose, and so Crescendo-Lighter, the trainer stuffs some cotton in there. We're back at it. Boy, immediately a shot by REALBUTO. CRUTCHMER gets the hips back. 3-2 REALBUTO. 34 seconds to go. Another shot by REALBUTO. Kyle playing way too much defense. Down by a point. 25 seconds remaining. Reaches in briefly, but CRUTCHMER. 20 seconds to go. Scorer will tuck down, will win it. Grabs the ankle, not able to pick it up. REALBUTO takes a shot. Whip over attempt by CRUTCHMER at the edge of the mat. 10 seconds to go. Has a front head arm lock, trying to step around behind him, trying to cement mixer attempt to try to throw him to his back off the edge of the mat. Only 1 second remaining. That's all she wrote. CRUTCHMER's going to lose a very tough decision here to open up the festivities. Caution on CRUTCHMER. He shot before the whistle, but he's just going to shake his hand and walk away, and REALBUTO gets the win tonight, 3-2.
Yeah, that whole match was determined in about a little 3-second flurry. Got to that ankle as Kyle was kind of in between hops, and a tough one takedown match. We're going to see these guys probably again down the road.
No doubt. Right now it is 3-0 in favor of Cornell. Back in a moment. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield.
Hard work, dedication, and tradition, and proven results. That's Oklahoma State Cowboy Wrestling, and that's the law firm of Martin, Jean, and Jackson. That commitment to excellence has served the Cowboy Wrestling program for more than 70 years, and it's done the same for Martin, Jean, and Jackson with over 90 years of combined experience in injury law. Martin, Jean, and Jackson has offices in Stillwater, Tulsa, and Ponca City. The Stillwater office will be moving into the newly constructed building at 400 South Duck in early 2017. Visit the website mjjlawfirm.com or call them at 405-377-5000.
Hi, I'm Bill Knight for Bill Knight Ford. All sports are built on tradition, but at Bill Knight Ford, we know that here in Oklahoma, it's more than just a tradition. It's a way of life, forged from loyalty and dedication. It's unwavering pride that survives the losses and is ignited by the wins. Bill Knight Ford is proud to support the OSU Cowboys and Cowgirls, Stillwater High School Pioneers, and the Perkins Tryon Demons. We wish them the best of luck this season.
Rex Holt and Roger Moore back with you from Gallagher-Iba Arena. And our feature bout is over, and just as tight as we thought it would be, but tonight it is Brian REALBUTO of Cornell who goes on the road and upsets Oklahoma State's Kyle CRUTCHMER. Again, he called it an upset, number 4 versus number 6. And pretty even matchup, and that's what it was, but REALBUTO had that one ankle pick, and that was the difference.
Yeah, the matches like that, sometimes that's what happens. Kyle had a couple of chances to score in the opening period, and then again late in the second. But just again, both guys very good position wrestlers and don't make mistakes. And again, I think Kyle was just kind of right in between hops, and REALBUTO just timed it just right place, right time, got the one takedown, and that was the difference, a 3-2 match. And again, we'll probably see those guys in a couple of weeks in Chattanooga. Would not be surprised.
So we move on to 184 pounds, and again, another outstanding matchup on paper, as we have the number 6 ranked Cowboy, Nolan Boyd, senior at 7-0. Takes an early shot, facing the number 1 ranked, the 2-time national champion out of Cornell, Gabe Dean, the senior, 13-0.
Yeah, 10 pins and 13 wins this year. Only 6 career losses. Again, this guy's just a mean, tough, coming forward, attacks, and wrestles a very physical style.
Center leg picked up by Dean, shooting a crocodile roll, jumping underneath and grabbing an ankle, trying to turn it into a scramble. Nolan Boyd, he's got that right leg tied up, and still may call by the official, and he'll start him over. Nolan Boyd, the Cowboys' long and lean 184-pounder. We started 174 to 774 pounds tonight. This is only the second bout. Get Cornell off to a 3-0 lead. There's a shot by Boyd, but not a good one. Dean's going to counter, winds up with a takedown, and has got him in trouble. Those legs scissored up as he wraps him around the waist, trying to hit a switch. Nolan Boyd not able to do so, and Dean's got the takedown.
Yeah, a little over-aggressive there, kind of reaching. Again, you reach against the national champion, and he is going to score. Post the head, spin around, and Nolan, and you really have to set your shots up, and Nolan, those first 2 shots, again, a little over-aggressive, and he pays for it. And that's what happens when you're wrestling a guy like Gabe Dean.
Dean has got, he's got that the left arm barred up and wrist locked up, and jumps around to that left side, working that left arm, pulls it out from underneath, and as Boyd gets to his feet, turns into him, trying a little leg sweep there, but gives up the escape. So it's 2-1. We're in the first period. Gabe Dean of Cornell, the 2-1 lead over Nolan Boyd of Oklahoma State. There's a head snap, pass by, the takedown for Gabe Dean, and far side edge of the man. That was a little too slick.
Yeah, Nolan's just, again, he's amped up. He's excited. Home match, national champion. Getting a little over-aggressive and just kind of wrestling very smart so far. And Dean
right back in after giving up the escape, picks up the left leg, just kicks the other leg out from under him. And this thing, again, getting out of hand early as Dean has already rolled up 3 takedowns and a 6-2 lead.
Yeah, he seems a little focused here.
Cornell won the first match tonight at 174 and off and running here at 184. Dean, of course, who's the pin master. 10 wins, 10 of his 13 wins have been via the fall. He's right now trying to take the fight out of Nolan Boyd, and then no doubt he'll try to put him on his back and end it at some point. He lets Boyd up, gives him the escape again with 14 seconds to go in the first period. got a 6-3 lead. 8 seconds. And that looks like that'll be it for period number 1.
One thing we do know, Nolan Boyd's not going to quit. Nolan Boyd's going to keep wrestling, going to keep attacking, trying to make the thing happen. But, again, you got to calm down a little bit. Again, kind of a sloppy opening period, and Gabe Dean, big lead so far.
And in the second period, Nolan Boyd will be in the down position. Dean looks like he's just going to cut him loose. So dominating, but still right now it's a 6-4 match in favor of Gabe Dean.
Time for my yearly soapbox about takedowns versus escapes.
Another little shot, and again, not a good one by Boyd, but he able to avoid the takedown that time. Just a little overextended, kind of this head down and just waving that arm underneath there, hoping he had to grab something, but got posted the last time and gave up 2. That time he's able to get out of it. 1:21 the riding time, also in favor of Gabe Dean. There's a shot by Boyd that's, again, overextended. And another shot to high crotch, but he never did have enough penetration to get close to it. So Dean, again, just stops him, posts him, goes around him, and it's 8-4. Dean jumps out on the head now of Nolan Boyd. And now he'll give up the escape. Inside of a minute, period number 2. Then on Gabe Dean, but it's an 8-5 lead still.
It seems like it's about 10-0, but there's another shot, and Dean's just good defense there from Nolan, though.
Yeah, got it on the right leg, and Nolan able to reach down, a little hip lock, and pulls that arm right off of the leg and off the edge of the mat. Now Dean called for going off the edge of the mat. Rob Cole's going, you got to be kidding me. J.R. Blows thought he was outside the circle a little bit too long there. Eight to 5. Gabe Dean with the lead. $15 seconds. Well, Nolan's hanging in there. I thought he was having his spirit, his will broken there for a moment, but he's only down by 3 points, 8-5. There is riding time of 1:37, but nothing a takedown or a turn wouldn't change.
And Nolan can go for 7 minutes, obviously in great shape. He's worked himself into great condition, so we'll see if Gabe Dean's got the 7-minute gas tank tonight. Again, they're coming off some finals.
Nolan's in the top position on the whistle. Gabe Dean to his feet. Nolan cuts him loose. It's 9-5. Dean reached in, tried to grab the leg, but his motion has really slowed down about halfway through that second period. So you got to think maybe he is a little winded as there's a shot by Boyd off the edge of the mat.
And if Gabe was going to get warned, it might have been right there as opposed to the last time when he kind of spun around. That time Nolan drove him off the mat, going for the legs. And
well, Nolan, again, always seems to have gas in the tank late. And there's Dean, though, in on the single leg, as we say that. Picks up that left ankle, shooting back over the top, headed the other way. Nolan Boyd grabs the left ankle. So, again, we got the old stalemate situation at the moment. Dean on his knees. Nolan Boyd laying on his left side, but hanging on to that right ankle. And now there's Gabe Dean, who grabs the far side elbow, trying to turn Nolan Boyd over off of that scenario. Gets the takedown. So Nolan Boyd had to give that up or maybe get turned over. Nolan gets to his feet, tries to hit a switch off the edge of the mat. 11-5, Gabe Dean. His riding time, 1:46. We got about 1:02 left here in the third and final period at 184 pounds. Dean's going to turn him loose off the whistle. 11-6. Inside of a minute. Nolan Boyd again came in with a 7-0 record, but danger of giving up that first loss of the season to the number 1 ranked man in the country and a 2-time NCAA champion. And about to give up another takedown here as Dean got in on that right leg. Nolan back over the top, sitting on his rear end. Little figure four up around the chest, locks him up around the waist and trying to get this stalemate called and not give up anything. Laying on his left side again, and again with that figure four. Dean trying to get that ankle under control, but J.R. Blows is going to stop it. 16 seconds remaining. Gabe Dean's got an 11-6 lead. His riding time is secure, so 6-point lead. Of course, the takedown would make it a bonus point. And Nolan Boyd in on the single leg. Crowd is into it as he tries to score. Comes up with a right ankle. Dean trying to fight him off. Now spins, scores the takedown, and that will make it a major decision. Spun the other way, got the leg free, and got the major decision, and that'll be a 4-pointer. 13-6. 13-6, the final score, and Cornell right now with a 7-0 lead over your Oklahoma State Cowboys. Gabe Dean defeats Nolan Boyd. Major decision back in a moment. Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield.
It's game day, which means some fans are packing up the car 4 hours early, while others wait until just before kickoff. Some fans are wearing their brand new jerseys, while others are wearing the same jersey they've worn since '03, because it's tradition. And why shouldn't they? Football fans root for their teams differently, but they drink the same beer. Bud Light, the only beer that loves football as much as you do. Bud Light, raise one to right now. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, AB St. Louis, Missouri.
The University Store is the ultimate shopping destination for Cowboy fans on OSU game day. Shop the largest, best selection of OK State clothing and gifts anywhere at the University Store's flagship location in the OSU Student Union. Or check out their concession setup at every home Cowgirls soccer event. Can't make it to Stillwater? The University Store makes it easy to keep your closet full of America's brightest orange, no matter where you are. Shop online 24/7 at shopokstate.com. The University Store is a proud supporter of Cowgirls soccer and OSU athletics. Go Pokes!
Back with you from Gallagher Iba Arena, and yeah, I know I didn't have the riding time. It was 14-6. So I apologize. My first of many mistakes on the night. But 14-6, you're finally with the riding time, and Gabe Dean defeating Nolan Boyd. It is 7-0. I got that right. As we move on to 197 pounds. And again, for the Cowboys, number 5 ranked Preston Weigel, and for Cornell, Ben Honus, a sophomore, at 11-5. And again, visit StillwaterOK.org, shop in Stillwater. And those partners include Dupree Sports. You also have Charlie's Discount Drug, B&C Business Products, Hall of Fame Book Trader, Merrifield Office Supply, and the Wood Nickel. Support these great Stillwater stores that support Oklahoma State University Wrestling. So we're underway. Weigel 6-1. And the Honus not ranked, but again, 11-5 on the year. Owen Scott is the NCAA qualifier, a senior that's not in the lineup this first semester, along with Dylan Palacio. And so Cornell not at full strength, but they lead this duel 7-0 in the third bout of the night.
Yeah, you like the second half of that Nolan Boyd match. You can give up some early takedowns, maybe wrestle a little more of a strategic match next time and keep it into the third period, maybe have a shot, wrestle much better. Again, the second half, it is kind of sloppy and maybe a little bit too excited. And again, Dean took advantage and built that lead. And like Nolan there, the second half of that match, and see what happens next time if he just comes out maybe a little bit more casual, let the clock run a little bit. And
right now, we've got no score here at 197. Rex Holder, Roger Morgan, Cowboy Wrestling reporters. Third bout of the night. Cornell coming in here. We started at 174. And the Big Red out of the Ivy League and the Eastern Intercollegiate Wrestling Association in their qualifying tournament for the NCAA.
14 consecutive Ivy League titles. They've dominated that league. Won a half a dozen EIWA titles as well.
No score here, and again, this is the challenge for Preston Weigel. He can go with anybody physically. He's as good on top as anybody at the weight class. But can he score, and particularly against the better competition? That's where his game must improve. But we're talking about a 5th-ranked guy in the country.
Yeah. Big couple of weeks from me, Honus, a guy sophomore out of Syracuse. Pretty much a backup, a guy that, Weigel, if you're going to finish in the top 8, the guys you got to beat. Type of guy you're going to see at the national tournament in the first round, maybe the second round if you're a high seed. Big matches at the scuffle, but again, right here, Preston has a tendency to let the clock run a little bit too much. Again, he had that big lead last time. Was it, 10, 12-0, 13-0 in the first period, and then got a tech on riding time, I think. Just kind of cruised the rest of the bout, so...
Yeah, didn't score again and got the tech fall as the clock expired in period number 3 because of the riding time he accumulated in the first period.
And right here, just, again, some good hand fighting, good position, but the clock's running a full 3 minutes, and you got to take it to a guy that's a backup.
0-0. Shot again by the Cornell wrestler, Honus. Getting his hips back, though, is Weigel. No problem. Little front head and arm lock. That looks like that'll be the only salvo fired in period number 1. Unsuccessful as it was, but it's 0-0 as we head to period number 2.
It's a little bit too much respect for your opponent there. Again, Preston's got to get after it. And again, when you're wrestling a guy that not the full-time starter, you got to treat him like that. Treat him like he's a backup.
Preston Weigel in the down position. Period number 2, no score. He pops to his feet. Honus picks him up, puts him back down on the mat. A little tied waist on him. Ties up that right wrist. Got a Weigel flat on the mat at the moment. Weigel gets his knees under him. Honus again that continues to try to tie up those wrists, a little spiral right action. And Weigel has his knees under him. There's a stalling warning on Weigel. Gets to his feet. Honus picks him up, tries to put him back down on the mat. He does, but lands on his knees. And Weigel having trouble, obviously, getting out from underneath. Up to 50-plus seconds of riding time. And Honus is working on a minute right there now of riding time, and it's 0-0 on the scoreboard inside of a minute remaining second period.
Rex, you got 10 bouts. Cornell wins the first 2. You can win in here, and all of a sudden the home team starts getting a little nervous. So, again, Preston got to change this momentum around and get the Cornell coaches to sit back down a little bit.
Weigel just not able to get his feet under him, and now the leg stuck in there by Honus as he puts a figure 4 around that left leg, flattens his man out on the mat. And again, he's just been active on top. Left side, left wrist, right wrist. And there's another stalling call underneath on Weigel. That'll be a point for the Cornell wrestler. Now up 1-0 with a minute 48 riding time.
Give up a 2-minute ride out plus a couple of warnings underneath. That's not a good recipe. And of course, Weigel to open up in the third period is going to have to score.
Well, the clock runs out. It is a 2-minute ride. And again, with the penalty point for the 2 stalling calls underneath on Weigel, it's 1-0.
And then the choice goes to Cornell, and he chooses top. So again, Preston's going to have to find a way to get up and get out of here. And Cornell smelling the upset.
Weigel 6-1 on the year. Honus 11-5. Weigel's up and out with the escape immediately. So that's the good news, but the riding time over 2 minutes, and the score tied 1-1. Preston Weigel's got to go find the takedown. Crowd getting into it, with the Cowboys down 7-0. Long-range shot by Honus comes up empty. Another shot, trying to pick up the ankle. Of course, a couple of stalling calls already on Weigel. He's got to be a little more active here. Could give up another point.
You're the coaches on the sidelines over here. Preston, you got to go. You got to go. You got to take it to your opponent. Certainly the passive man here in the third period.
In the middle of the mat, on their feet, inside of a minute. Score tied 1-1. Hannes has riding time of 2:02. That's secure. He cannot lose that. So he's basically leading 2-1 because the riding time is there. Weigel gets in on the single leg all the way around behind, takes him to the mat, scores the takedown. Preston Weigel with the takedown. 6.5 in on the right side to go off the edge of the mat. Weigel's got a 3-1 lead. Again, with the riding time, it's 3-2 in favor of the Cowboys. On the whistle. Weigel to the crab ride, knocks that right arm out from underneath him. And caution, they're saying now on Weigel. J.R. blows. Just as Weigel was knocking that arm out from under him. And Cornell's bench very animated as they have a chance to steal one here on the whistle. Weigel again trying to work out that crab ride. Hannes, little set out. Now gets back to his feet. Weigel sticks a half in on the right side. 16 seconds to go. Gets him back down on the mat. Weigel out of that crab ride situation. Trying to grab a wrist, not able to get it. 9 seconds. Again with a half in on the right side. Hannes to his feet. Weigel trying to trip him back to the mat. Trying to pick him up as the time runs out. 1:22 riding time, but a 3-2 win for Preston Weigel of Oklahoma State. Slicing it very thin at 197.
One good solid shot in the third period. That was his takedown. And again, his strength, the top position, rode out the final 40 seconds. Not a dominating ride, but again, Preston showing that ability from the top position. Rides the thing out. Got ridden out in the second period, but turns the tables and finds a way to win a 3-2 match.
Preston Weigel, 3-2, and the Cowboys are on the scoreboard. Oklahoma State now trailing this one 7-3. We move on to the heavyweights after this timeout. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield.
Celebrating its 100th year, Oklahoma State University Cowboy Wrestling continues its tradition as one of the most dominant sports programs in the history of collegiate athletics. A dynasty built on champions.
Time runs out. 2 minutes, 2 seconds of riding time. Mike Sheets will be the winner by a score of 4-1 over Lindley Kistler of Iowa.
Why not be a part of the next 100 years by joining the Cowboy Wrestling Club today? Just call 405-744-4541.
Tiger Drug's Neil Conkey loves to tell the story of a sandlot baseball game in his youth when he hit a ball into a pig pen and it was eaten. Ask him about his now famous inside the pork home run at Tiger Drug, 9th and Walnut. At Tiger Drug, we want to fill your prescriptions and answer your questions. We want you healthy and happy, and we want to take long vacations to the Caribbean. At least you know we're being honest. Tiger Drug, 9th and Walnut.
Cowboys get on the scoreboard with a very narrow win by Preston Weigel. Again, his opponent, Ben Hannes, had riding time. And but Weigel with that late takedown and able to ride it out and win it by the score of 3-2. And I don't know, Roger, if there had been another 5 seconds left, he might have got another stalling call as he was unable to get the man back to the mat, but just in time the buzzer sounded.
Well, it's you're looking at a kid who was put in the lineup late last year, had a great end of the season, totally under the radar. Now the expectations are different. I mean, he's the 5th-ranked guy in the country. You're wrestling against a backup. You're supposed to go out there and win an easy match. But he kind of stood around and got ridden out, and I don't know if he was prepared or unprepared. But, again, it's a different mindset for a guy that's ranked 5th that's supposed to go out and win every match. Last year, we're just trying to find, hey, can you score any points? So this time, big third period takedown. And, again, I know it's against a backup, but that's a big confidence-building win for Weigel, against a guy that he didn't wrestle very well, frankly, but found a big takedown in the third period and got his hand raised. That's all you can ask for.
So we move to the heavyweights, our 4th bout of the night. Cornell leads 7-3. Austin Schaefer out for the Cowboys, ring number 11, 7-0 on the season. His opponent, Craig Scott, the senior from Cornell, also coming in with a record of 3-2. Weighs about 251 pounds, so he does have the weight advantage over Austin Schaefer. Came in weighing just over 233 tonight. But, boy, Austin Schaefer is absolutely ripped up. Strength-wise, he's going to, I don't care what the size is, he's going to, strength-wise, be able to match up with any heavyweight out there. Trying to work the under-overhook situation is the big heavyweight from Cornell, Craig Scott. Weigel gets, Schaefer gets out of that. Craig Scott, a tall, angular-type heavyweight.
Another New York product. Again, similar situation with Weigel and Schaefer. I mean, all of a sudden, beat a couple of All-Americans. You're one of the top 15 guys. You're expected to go out there and beat up on these guys that are unranked. So just a different thing. I mean, these guys haven't had a ton of varsity success. You've been in the lineup, but you haven't won a ton of matches. In this lineup, you're expected to do big things, and it's kind of a no-win situation for certain guys. You know, you're supposed to go out here and hammer these guys, but again, Cornell's showing you got to bring your A game to win varsity matches.
Well, the two heavyweights, 0-0, and we're nearing the midway point of period number one. A little collar tie action and what have you. Scott's kind of, again, got an odd kind of a build to it. Big, thick midriff and chest, and long legs. The headgear looks like a 1932 football helmet.
Exactly.
He's got an odd look, black socks. I don't know. Got an odd throwback, it looks like, uniform. Singlet. Double knee pads. Anyway, no score right now.
It looks like he might be 35, 40 years old. You know? Right. He's kind of got an old, like you said, an old school look to him. Probably a philosophy major or something.
There's Shaver takes a little high crotch opportunity, but not able to get the penetration. Zach Esposito, assistant coach, up, barking at the heavyweight Austin Schaefer. Cowboys trailing in the duel 7-3. We started at 174, and Cornell won the first two matches. Brian REALBUTO with a narrow 3-2 decision over Kyle CRUTCHMER to open the festivities. It gave Dean, defeating Nolan Boyd by a major decision, 14-6. It made it 7-zip. Time runs out in period number one. A scoreless first period here at heavyweight. Then Preston Weigel looked like he might be going down to the feet also, but a late takedown, a right out, and a narrow 3-2 win for Preston. And it's 7-3 as we go to period number two here.
3 out of the 4 matches have been in scoreless first period, so I can already tell you that Coach Smith, after the duel, is going to talk about enforcing your will, going out and scoring right. There's a chop by Austin.
And a single leg and a takedown for the Cowboy heavyweight. The whistle sounded. He was out with the escape, and boom, right back in on that single leg. As soon as he got to 1 point, he scored 2, and he's got a 3-zip lead.
Yeah, that's what you talk about, enforcing your will and standing around and quick escape. We've seen that before from Austin against the Sooners. Quick reaction underneath, turn it back in, and catching your opponent kind of napping after the initial escape, and a big takedown.
Yeah, quick little ankle pick. And that's the other thing he's got going for him compared to most heavyweights, particularly the bigger ones. Is Schaefer moves very well. On the whistle, it is the heavyweight from Cornell, Scott. He gets to his feet. Schaefer over to meet him as he gets back inside the circle. It's 3-1. Austin Schaefer the lead. Now Scott going with the over and under. They'll go off the edge of the mat.
Wow, he spun back in there. Second stalling call on Austin for fleeing the mat.
John Smith is out. He's talking to J.R. Blows, and what are you talking about?
Well, they went off the mat, but as they did, they kind of went chest to chest, and Austin kind of spun back in, which is what you're taught to do, but he blew the whistle pretty quick, and he hit Austin for that second stalling call, because in the first part he hit him early for stepping off the mat a little too easy. That time, maybe not the right call, but we're going to look at it.
Well, 3-2 is what it stands out right now at the moment. As Austin's called for going off the edge of the mat to avoid maybe the takedown attempt, anyway, of Craig Scott in the second stalling call of the night. We'll see. Against the Cowboy heavyweight, that is.
Coach is having a good time, palms up, and I'm sure neither one of them agrees with the call, but yeah, tough. That's they talk about making the guys stay in the circles, circling back in, continuing to wrestle on the edge of the mat, and sometimes it's a matter of official to official, and you call the different translations and interpretations. So
Jared Blows is looking at the video, and he's on the phone. And while they'll have a chance to tell you that when we're done here, we'll have your C-Star Management C-Star of the day. Before you make a move in Stillwater or Oklahoma City, visit c-star.com. See all the many housing options you find at C-Star Management, again, in Stillwater and in OKC. In homes, condos, apartments, all sizes, locations, price ranges, just the right house for you. And, again, housing around Oklahoma State, forget about it. The place to go, livebyosu.com, livebyosu.com. Before you make a move, visit c-star.com or livebyosu.com from C-Star Management, sponsor of our C-Star Star of the Day. The point holds up. It's 3-2. Schaefer does have the lead, but only now with a 1-point lead with 1:12 to go in the second period. And again, that 1930s headgear coming loose. Schaefer in on the single leg again, picks up that right leg and around behind and taking his man to the mat. That's the way to open it back up. Inside of a minute to go, second period. Schaefer now has a 5-2 lead.
Yeah, Austin's a better athlete right here. You just got to take advantage of the foot speed and footwork, and again, continue to attack and separate the score.
Well, it gives up the escape, so it's 5-3. Schaefer, 40 seconds remaining in the first period. Austin Schaefer. Again, wrestled at 97 in the past. That was just a very difficult pull for him. And now being able to eat, wrestle heavyweight, his attitude, his outlook on life much brighter. John Smith said more than once, we just kind of leave him alone. We don't hammer on him a whole lot in practice, kind of let him go at his own pace, do his own thing, and he works hard. Said some guys you just need to let them do their thing, and he said it's worked out well for us with Austin Schaefer as the time runs out in the second period.
Well, there's a guy that's been in the room for a number of years. Again, fighting for starting spots, and again, kind of one last shot here. Opportunities here and there, but he finally found the weight he likes. He's having some success, so he's being rewarded. And again, like Coach said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just kind of let him do his thing. He's undefeated, and inside the top 15, that's all this Cowboy team can ask for.
Top position for Austin Schaefer, leading 5-3. As the buzzer sound, his opponent, Scott, trying to get to his feet. He did momentarily, but Weigel puts him right back down on the mound. Now the crowd saying, hey, how about a stalling call on the other guy? Schaefer's had a couple of those already, going off for that spiral right at the moment. Grabs that right wrist of Craig Scott, the senior heavyweight for Cornell. Now set out by Scott. Schaefer grabs that right wrist, now jumps around the right side. Still in control, riding up high, up underneath those shoulders, keeping the pressure up on the top of that head. Trying to knock that right arm out from under him. Riding time up over a minute. Actually, there's a stalling call underneath on Scott.
Yeah,
minute and a half riding time.
Scott may have expended his energy in the first 5 minutes.
Schaefer headed toward a minute 50 riding time with a 5-3 lead. 50 seconds still to go here in the third period, though. So got to continue to wrestle smart, but he is. There's another stalling call underneath. That's a point for Austin Schaefer. The second stalling call on Scott makes it 6-3 with riding time now of 2 minutes. 35 seconds remaining. Schaefer jumped out on the head for the moment. Scott had an opportunity to get away, just laid there.
Yeah, he's done.
Yeah,
he's done.
Schaefer then tried to maybe slap a cradle on him, but he'll just jump back up on top of him. Now flattens him out on the mat. He tried to hook something up. 2.5 minutes of riding time, a 6-3 lead. Time running out. Crowd comes to their feet. And that'll do it. 2:34 riding time, 7-3. The final score in favor of Oklahoma State's Austin Schaefer. Roger Moore, just a nice little 8-0 on the year.
Yeah, he's just continuing again. It's kind of a slow start, but again, physically, he seems in a good place right now. I'm looking forward to him at the Southern Scuffle against a pretty good competition. Might see Michael Curls of Minnesota yet again. So, again, keep on keeping on, undefeated, heading into the new year.
So the Cowboys now have added 6 points to their side of the ledgers, and the Cowboys now are trailing by 1 point, I should say. I'll get it right. 7-6 is your score. Cornell up by 1 on the Cowboys. 4 bouts in. As we move to the 125-pounders, we'll do that after this timeout. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield.
This is Debbie at Charlie's Discount Drug. Did you know that a prescription is not required to shop at Charlie's Discount Drug? We have an ever-growing gift selection, including gifts for him, her, and the kids. We also have a wide variety of popping candy. There's no prescription required to shop at Charlie's Discount Drug, 723 South Walnut in Stillwater.
Charlie's Discount Drug, where we know our customers by name.
The Ranchers Club, Stillwater's finest restaurant, located in the newly renovated Atherton Hotel, offers impeccable steaks, gracious hospitality, and superb menu offerings. Whether you're enjoying our game day festivities or relaxing with that special someone during the week, the Ranchers Club will provide a memorable experience you will repeat time and again. Patio seating now available, and for students, meal plan and bursar is always accepted. For reservations, carry-out, and directions, call 744-BEEF or download the Ranchers Club app.
And it's Cornell 7, Oklahoma State 6. The Cowboys have won the last 2. Still trail by 1. Remind you again about looking for a place to call home. It's Stillwater, Oklahoma City, c-star.com. If you're looking for a place to call home around Oklahoma State, live by OSU.com. From C-Star Management, sponsor of our C-Star Star of the Day. Also, don't forget, when you're in town for Cowboy Wrestling, check out Stillwater's finest dining for authentic Mexican cuisine and drinks with 3 great choices. Palominos on Perkins Road. El Burrito Vaquero on the Strip, or El Vaquero West on 6th Street. Stillwater's best choice of restaurants for authentic Mexican cuisine, margaritas, and more. And a great atmosphere. Check it out when you're in town. We're underweight 125 pounds. Nick Piccinini of the Cowboys. He's immediately in. Picks up the single leg. As they hit the mat, though, Noah Baughman able to shoot back underneath. Crocodile roll and alligator roll, however you want to call it. And able to grab at an ankle, and now we got a little scramble situation going on. Piccinini again immediately in, picked up the leg, and again the counter by the freshman, who's still hanging on that right ankle. Piccinini, the redshirt freshman, 8-0 on the year, ranked number 9 in the country. And Baughman, a freshman ranked unranked at 13-5, and he's got a bloody nose just as we are underway.
Could be a fun match here. Again, a couple of guys that can scramble. State champion from Ohio. Again, needs the backup. All Macri of he's a sophomore, a guy that's ranked inside the top 15, injured. He'll be back second semester, they hope. But again, this guy's a quality backup. Only a freshman. And, of course, Nicky P. We've seen him do a lot of good things from the top position. Got to find some offense from his feet. But, again, he's going to be a good one. You can tell this guy can wrestle and scramble and do a lot of things. It's a matter of him getting in those tough battles. Again, mark it down. January 15th, Iowa Hawkeyes, Thomas Gilman, Mr. Soundbite. He's the new Tony Ramos for the Hawkeyes as far as telling it like it is and really getting people riled up and very confident. And he's going to come in here with guns a-blazing, and he's going to smell something. So Nicky P., he's circled that on his wrestling calendar this year. It's going to be a fun night. And of course, the scuffle before then, but again, January 15th, the Iowa Hawkeyes, they think they're ranked number 4 in the country right now, but they beat Iowa State pretty good. But again, they're a long ways from Oklahoma State and Penn State and Ohio State right now. Coach Tom Branch will probably admit that. But again, they're coming here. That's going to be fun, great matchups. And
Well, the bloody nose we got cleaned up. A nice little flurry to open the festivities here at 125 pounds, but nobody has scored yet. We've got a true freshman against the redshirt freshman. PICCININNI 8-0. Again, Baughman is 13-5 on the year. Nick with a pass by, trying to reach back. Now a little whip over, goes back around behind through the crotch. Trying to work his way around the outside. Baughman trying to hold him off and does for the moment. Boy, nice movement by Nick. Not able to finish. You just give the freshman some credit from Cornell. Nick hits a duck there. That doesn't work. Well, he's looks good. Oh, setting up his shots, hitting them nice, but so far no points out of that. In the first period, again, had a bloody nose earlier. Did the Cornell wrestler. Now they're back at it. And there's a Nick little jab, open hand shot to the forehead. Nick's out in New York, so you know Cornell's familiar with him. Cornell out of Ithaca, New York. I meant to say that they know all about it. There's a shot in underneath by Baughman. The freshman from Cornell has the right leg picked up. PICCININNI bouncing on the right leg. Baughman slaps him in around the back of the head, trying to push him to the mat. They hit the mat. He slaps his arm around the back, gets the takedown off the edge of the mat. Takedown for the Cornell 125-pounder, Noah Baughman.
Good technique. You can't really fault Nicky P right there. Just a good attack from Baughman and good solid finish. And got a good match in store here. How big's the Preston WEIGEL third period takedown at this point? Cowboys, again, they're in a battle tonight.
Trying to hit a switch there at the edge of the mat, off the edge of the mat, and J.R. Bloss is going to award the escape. Cornell coaches are not happy about that. But it's on the board at 2-1. Time running out. First period. 5 seconds. Nick still being active, but he will be trailing 2-1 after the opening 3 minutes.
Yeah, again, you're talking about a third period takedown at 197. Cornell could easily be up 10-0. Trying to pull off the upset here, and all of a sudden you're thinking you got to find a way to win a dual meet. And as expected, Cornell, again, these guys come in here, they wrestle hard, tough. Got to bring your A game.
In the down position, period number 2, Nick PICCININNI of Oklahoma State. He's up and out with the escape. And that'll tie it up at 2-2. Nick immediately grabs the left ankle. Now they're trying to stick a hip lock in there. Now hits that crocodile roll, the edge of the mat again. Nick was taking him to the mat, and he hits that crocodile roll. They'll go ducks underneath, grabs an ankle, turning it into a scramble once again. Great shot by Nick. Everything looked in line for a takedown. And this is the second time that the freshman's able to hit that roll, come out from underneath with an ankle, and now both men facing opposite directions. Laying on the mat, hanging on to the ankle, is Baughman. Nick trying to scoot out the backside, not able to do so. Well, Nick, again, great setups, great shots, but the Cornell wrestler just doing a good job at turning it into a scramble.
I saw Alex Derringer earlier, and you're thinking, get to that single leg boom, switch off to that double, get to that far leg immediately, and avoid these scramble situations.
Nick back in, picks up the right leg. Trying to trip his man to the mat again. He hits that same maneuver. Grabs the ankle, but Nick again not able to finish. Trying to slap a figure 4 around the head, but getting to the leg, and every time Baughman able to turn it into a scramble.
Look out, look out. Oh, they're going to call a fall.
Defensive fall is called as J.R. Blow slaps the mat. Nick PICCININNI loses his first match of the year, and that's a 6-pointer for Baughman. 4 minutes and 25 seconds. Wow. 4:25. The defensive fall called for Noah BAUGHMAN of Cornell. And, again, it is very quiet here at Gallagher-Iba Arena. With the 6 points, it's now a 13-6 lead for the Big Red of Cornell as we head to 133. Back in a moment. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield.
Johnson's of Kingfisher announces the Big Finish event with special year-end pricing on new Jeep Cherokees and new Jeep Grand Cherokees. Make that short drive to Johnson's today for your new Jeep Cherokee or Grand Cherokee and cash in on year-end savings. From everyone at Johnson's of Kingfisher, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram, wishing you a safe, memorable Christmas with family and friends.
Shop the season at johnsonsofkingfisher.com. For nearly 90 years, same name,
same family,
since 1927.
Come check out Progress 405, Stillwater's brand new off-campus student living apartments located on North Boomer Road within walking distance to campus. We are OSU's newest fan club where Cowboys and Cowgirls feel right at home. The biggest and best tailgates start right here at Progress 405, offering college life with an upscale twist. Enjoy fully furnished units and all bills paid, plus luxurious amenities at a resort-style community. Come see us today at Progress 405 on North Boomer Road. Go Pokes!
Back with you at Gallagher-Iba Arena. Rex Old Roger Moore. Want to remind you and to visit Stillwater.org. Dine and stay in Stillwater. The partners including Freddie Paul's Steakhouse, Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory, Freddy's Frozen Custard, Domino's Pizza, Slim Chickens, Eskimo Joe's, Mexico Joe's, and Mojo's Bar and Grill support these great Stillwater locations that support OSU Wrestling. And your number one ranked Cowboys in a dogfight tonight with the Big Red from Cornell out of the Ivy League and the EIWA. And they've never beaten the Cowboys in 5 tries, but their first trip to Stillwater and trying to beat the Cowboys for the first time in a dual situation. And they currently lead 13-6 as we move to 133 pounds for the Cowboys. Will be the redshirt freshman Cade Brock, named number 5 ranked wrestler in the country at 8-0. His opponent, a veteran, a senior, Mark Gray, currently ranked number 17, a fine 11-2 record. 13-6, Cornell on top after the defensive fall again. Nick Piccinini got in a scramble, lined up on his back and tried to scramble out off the mat. The old defensive fall. There's Cade Brock in with a low single. Gets the ankle picked up again, trying to get into a scramble, at least trying to. And not able to, though, as Gray as Cade able to come out with a takedown.
Yeah, a good aggressive shot here. Cornell's been on the upset again. Kind of heard the coach over there whispering, hey, be careful. He'll be careful here, talking to Nicky P, getting that situational scrambles and getting the right call. I mean, the official gave him a couple of seconds to maybe get off his back, but he did not. And, again, kind of a young mistake in those scramble situations. Nicky P will learn from that, of course, but again, right now, Cowboys is trying to win a dual meet, 13-6. Cornell's won 3 of the first 5, and got your freshman here against a veteran, Mark Gray, like you said, Rex, a guy that's been around, a guy that's very savvy. So the Cowboys got to really focus and bear down, and wrestle better in the second half of this dual meet.
Cade Brock off the edge of the mat, working on a little righty time as you got a 2-0 lead with the early takedown. Cade Brock, redshirt freshman. You know his story. Came out. Him, the defending national champion, broke on the scene a couple of matches later. Injured out for the year, and so he did not lose the year. He's a redshirt freshman. Working off a spiral ride here off the restart. As a 2-0 lead, his riding time up to 45 seconds. A minute 30 remaining as we're halfway through period number 1. Getting to his feet, scoring the escape, Mark Gray. 2-1. Cade Brock drops down to a knee. Now hits a duck. I tried to hit a pass by, but he winds up exposing his back to Gray. But able to recover. My goodness.
Yeah, that's great, doing some homework there.
Cade again hit a little on the little duck at the edge of the mat. Didn't work. Circled back to the center of the mat. And there's Cade with an ankle pick. Trying to reach back, grab an ankle of his own. Is Gray, but Cade Brock hooks the ankle, scores the takedown. Another takedown for Cade Brock, a 4-1 lead. 35 seconds remaining in the first period. Cade jumps up and runs that right leg in on Mark Gray. Breaks him down on the mat. He's gone over a minute of riding time with a 4-1 lead. And now Cade working up top. Ramming a power half in on the right side as he has the legs run in. Grapevine style. Both legs run in on Gray. Trying to run a half in on the right side. 10 seconds remaining first period. He now runs a half in on the left side. 5 seconds.
Jeez.
And that'll do it for period number one.
Like a young Mike Sheets or something. Gee, he's just, you watch this kid his whole life wrestling in Stillwater High, and you know he's good. You see him in high school. You see what he does, but there's going to be a transition, 133 pounds in college Division I. There's some tough characters out there, but boy, Cade he's just impressive so far. He's just quick. He's physical right there. You saw him just flatten out the man and going power half. He's good on his feet. He's good on top, and it'll be fun to watch him for a long time. Just stay healthy, and again, he can't ask for a better start to a career.
On the whistle from the down position, Cade Brock, he's up. He's out. It's 5-1. 5-1, Cade Brock with riding time holding at 134. We're in period number two at 133 pounds. Cade with a double leg takedown.
Velociraptor or something that's long range and got to the legs, and man,
really didn't have it sucked up as well, but able just to again get both hands around both knees and turn it into two. Shot by Gray. Cade gets the hips back, and now Gray jumps up with the front headlock as they're both on their feet. Cade trying to reach down, grab an ankle off the edge of the mat. There's a stalling call, a second call against Gray. That'll be a point for Cade Brock. That'll make it 8-2.
Now you know this senior's probably just like, man, young freshman is pretty salty.
Yeah, I'm with you. This doesn't really have a hole in his game. Figure, what can I attack here? What does he not do well? There's really nothing there to really pick at. Except he's not overly experienced as the other man. But he's leading. Duck under, Cade Brock and a takedown. There's also another stalling call before the takedown. So got the stall call, hit the duck, scored the takedown, and it's 10-2.
I mean, Mark Gray, they're talking about a two-time national qualifier, a veteran, a highly touted recruit out of high school, and he's just getting hammered here. Just getting hammered.
He's 11-2 this year. Cade Brock calls for locked hands on top. J.R. Blow is going to call him for locked hands, and that'll be a point for Mark Gray. John Smith's looking at him and said, hey, you're fine. Don't worry about it.
Exactly. Just relax, move on. It's like getting that holding call when you're up 27-3 in a football game or something. It's like, yeah, sure.
On the whistle, Gray trying to hit a switch. Cade does a little headstand, trying to stay on top, but finally abandoned ship and gives up the escape point. It's 10-4, over 2 minutes of riding time. Cade right back in, double leg takedown. 8 seconds to go.
14-4. I missed a point on there. So that last double leg takedown should be 14. Yeah.
And the time runs out in period number 2. Cade Brock's got a 13-4 lead after a takedown again with 8 seconds to go in the period after giving up the penalty point and right back at it. Got a 13-4 lead, 2 minutes and 20 seconds of riding time as we head to the final 2 minutes. Cade Brock in the top position against Mark Gray of Cornell. Cade thinking bonus points. In a good shape to do that right now, but Gray again, a wily veteran, gets his feet and his hands on the mat. Cade continues to ride now, trying to slap a figure 4 around the waist as he does a little set up. Does Gray. The Cade back in control. Got the spiral ride working. Now he'll cut him loose. 2:51 riding time. It's 13-5. Cade Brock. The two men on their feet. Cade back in. Double leg takedown. John Smith says, let's cut him loose. Cade cuts him loose. Shoots right back in off the edge of the mat. 1:11 to go, third period. Cade leading 15-6 with 2:57 riding time.
Not much you can say. It's really not. He just looks like a fifth-year senior, two-time All-American. This kid's going to be a tough out this year. And Corey Clark, the top man, not 100% for Iowa, being here on the 15th, we hope.
Inside of a minute left in the third period. Cade take a shot. He's blocked off. Front headlock replied by Gray. But J.R. Blows calls a stalemate. He'll start him over. Cade Brock. Another shot. Gray able to block him off. 38 seconds to go, third period. Cade Brock trying to get the Cowboys to cut a little further into this lead by Cornell at 13-6, but Brock in a position to pick up a bonus point win here.
Stalling call right there.
Off the edge of the mat, there's another stall call. That's another point for Brock. Just going straight backwards off the edge. 16-6, 14 seconds remaining with riding time. Okay, he takes another shot underneath there. Gray chose again trying to cement Nicker for the standing position. Just a lateral drop of sorts, trying to throw him to his back, but the time runs out. Riding time 2:57. Wow, 17-6, major decision for Cade Brock.
That's a good opponent that was just outmatched in every way possible. Cade Brock is just, again, 9-0 and mark up another one. Just impressive.
That'll make it 13-10 in favor of Cornell. Still 4 bouts remaining in our duel on this Friday night, but the Cowboys got some work to do. But on the comeback trail, courtesy of the redshirt freshman, Cade Brock, scoring the major decision. Cornell 13, Oklahoma State 10. Back with 4 after this timeout. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield.
Cowboy fans, stop by Chris's University Spirit today to sign up for the Orange and Black Spirit Club for only $40. You'll receive a membership club shirt and a 20% off card good on items for 1 year from purchase. All you have to do is stop in at 244 South Knobloch on Campus Corner in Stillwater before it's too late. Also visit us online at chrisuniversityspirit.com today.
Cowboy fans, skin cancer continues to be a growing epidemic, but Stillwater Dermatology Clinic is there for you. With locations in Stillwater and Ponca City, board-certified dermatologist Dr. Thomas Hall is available to help you with all your skincare needs. Dr. Hall treats acne, psoriasis, and all skin disorders, and also offers cosmetic and laser services. Call 405-533-DERM or visit stwderm.com today.
Let's hold it. Roger Moore back with you from historic Gallagher-Iba Arena in Stillwater. Watching Oklahoma State and Cornell, and a heck of a duel going on at the moment. And at the moment, Cornell leading over the homestanding Cowboys by the score of 13-10 as we move to 141 pounds. Cowboys will send out their number 1 ranked defending national champion, the junior Dean Heil, 8-0 on the year, to meet the coach's son. That's Will Cole, a sophomore. Rob's boy, he's 13-5 on the year.
And he's former state champion as well. Of course, Dean Heil, national champion. Again, if Cornell's going to shock the Cowboys, they probably need to do something here. But again, Dean's going to try to give the Cowboys the lead.
And we're underway. 141 pounds. Dean's got a new winter cut. Went to the barber, or maybe a teammate did that. I don't know. Shaved it all off up top.
He's going to need a stocking cap tomorrow, I think.
We all do. Particularly on Sunday. As just underway. Dean is biding his time. Again, he's not a guy that forces the issue a lot of times. Just methodically sets up the shots. And Cole's got double underhooks under there and is hanging on there. And they get the stalemate call. They'll start him over. Will Cole is very ripped. He spent a lot of time in the weight room, you can tell. In on the single leg momentarily. Here's Cole. He shot in and slapped that right knee anyway, but got him off the leg immediately. He circled back toward the center of the mat.
Yeah, there's a bit of a legacy with the Cole family. Of course, Grandpa Bill, Hall of Fame member, 1977, longtime coach. Of course, Rob Cole, national champion for North Carolina, the 23rd year at Cornell. Yeah, they've talked a little bit of wrestling around the dinner table over the years.
I've been around so long, I called his matches. So, and he's been there 23 years as a coach. If that tells you anything. Oh, well, I'm still there. They're in the middle of the mat, and no score. 1:05 to go, first period. Thirteen to 10. Cornell leading. There's a single leg picked up by Howe. Picks up that right leg. Trying to do the splits out there and stick a hip block in, but Howe able to run that right arm right around the back and just finish it off.
Well, Cole initiated that, got to the leg momentarily, but Howe blocked him off, and then boom, reshot back to the leg. Just well-schooled and fundamental, and got to the spot and didn't appear to be an awesome explosion, but boy, he just sucks it in, works around the side, and methodically gets his takedown, and it's Dean Heil. When he gets to the spot, he's going to score.
And he's got the lead at 2-0 as the time runs out in the first period. Good 2-0 lead for the Cowboy junior. And here in the second period, Dean Heil will be in the top position. Will Cole will be in the down position, of course. Get Dean with a 2-0 lead. On the whistle, Cole kind of puts his hands and slowly kind of put his feet on the mat for the moment. For a moment, anyway. Dean ties up that right wrist. Getting riding up high. Spiral top right with that left arm. Run back through the crotch to get tied up that right wrist on the other side. Cole again on his knees, on one knee, one foot on the mat. But Dean continues to have that right wrist tied up. Not letting him get his feet underneath him. Again, stalemate called by the official.
He's like trying to turn a stump or something. Like you mentioned, Will Cole's been in the weight room and trying to dig out a badger from a hole or something. He's just not moving.
On the whistle, Dean jumps around the right side. Again, grabs that right wrist momentarily. Little set out by Cole. Dean runs that right leg then in on him as he gets him back under control. And his riding time well over a minute. Actually, 1:41 and counting for Dean Howell with his 2-0 lead. 50 seconds remaining in the second period. Little crossbody action as the right leg run in, draped across the back of Will Cole, who's on his knees. 10, just methodical, workmanlike. All those terms you want to use, blue collar, type performer, fundamentally sound. All those apply to Dean Howell. And up on the back of those shoulders, still with that right wrist tied up, reaches back once in a while through the crotch and moves the man around a little bit. Just not let him get his hands underneath him, and that'll run out the clock in period number 2. 2:33 riding time. 2-0 the lead for Dean Howell.
Don't turn it over. Play good defense. Kick some field goals and go win 13-3 or something.
So in the third period, Dean Howell will be in the down position. On the whistle. See a little set out, trying to reach back. Grab Cole around the back of the head. But gets back to his, drops to his seat, back to his feet, scores the escape. He doesn't get into a lot of those flip-flop type scenarios. His opponent looked like he wanted to, he tried one thing, like I don't want to get into that. He just regroup, get back to the mat, and then get up and out with the escape. Doesn't get into a lot of those wild scrambles that you see with most everybody else. Just doesn't play that game. 3-0. With riding time over 2 minutes for Dean Howell. Looking to go to 9-0 on the year and get the Cowboys back even or possibly a lead for the first time tonight. The Pokes trailing 13-10. Under a minute. Period number 3. We're at 141 pounds. 4 bouts remaining. Dean reaches in, gets in on the single leg. Cole spins the opposite way, but the moves just don't seem to work with Dean Howell. He just grabs the far side ankle, sticks that shoulder in the rib cage, and scores his takedown.
All right there, Nicky Piccinini should be watching that. Again, he got to the spot. The boy hipped into him and didn't allow that crocodile roll to be completed and just got physical in the spot and gets him a big takedown.
Gives up the escape. Does Dean Howell. 17 seconds to go. He's up 5-1 with the riding time. 10 seconds. Dean reaches in underneath. Cole able to get the legs back. That looks like that'll be all the scoring for this one. 2:35 riding time. 6-1, your final score. Dean Howell with another methodical win for the first time tonight. The Cowboys are even on the scoreboard. Our score is tied 13-13 after the win by junior Dean Howell to go to 9-0 on the season. We'll move on with 3 bouts remaining and a tied duel coming at you from GIA. Back with more after this timeout. You're listening to Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield.
Is your wish list costing you big bucks this holiday season? University and Community Federal Credit Union has you covered with a holiday signature loan starting at 5.99% APR. Visit CUINTouch.com for all the loan details or just stop by the credit union. At 311 East McElroy in Stillwater, go ahead and stuff your stocking this season. Loan is subject to approval. Must be 18 or older to apply. APR is subject to change without notice. Loan cannot be used to reference an existing University and Community Federal Credit Union loan.
Hurry to Cimarron Casino every day this December to unwrap holiday cash and prizes. Use your Players Club card to be eligible for our hot holiday giveaway with prizes daily. Then ring in the new year with us for your chance to win up to $2,017 cash. Visit CimarronCasino.com for details. Cimarron Casino in Perkins. It's a whole new game. Owned and operated by the Iowa Tribe of Oklahoma.
We move on here at Gallagher Iowa Arena to 149 pounds. 3 bouts remaining tonight, and our duel is dead even. 13-13 is our score. We'll run through all the results when we're done here tonight. We'll also give you your C-Star Management C-Star of the night. And before you make a move at Stillwater, Oklahoma City, visit c-star.com. See all the many housing options you find at C-Star Management. Homes, condos, apartments, duplexes, all sizes, locations, and price ranges. And for housing around Oklahoma State University, forget about it. Go visit livebyosu.com. Lots of options there also. Locations and price ranges. livebyosu.com. They can also buy, sell, or manage your property in Stillwater and Oklahoma City. Before you make a move, visit c-star.com or livebyosu.com from C-Star Management, sponsor of our C-Star Star of the Day. And also visit Stillwater.org, shop in Stillwater. The partners include the Pre-Sports, Charlie's Discount Drug, BNC Business Products, Hall of Fame Book Trader, Fairfield Office Supply, and the Wood Nickel. Support these great Stillwater stores that support OSU wrestling. And we're underway at 149 pounds. Anthony Conica out for the Cowboys, ranked number 3 in the country, the senior 3-0. He's in on a single leg of Joey Galasso, the sophomore, 10-3, and a takedown for Conica. Quick little ankle pick. Finished off the takedown, and they're off the edge of the mat.
Galasso certainly vertically challenged at 149. The Rookie of the Year in the Ivy League last year, a guy that's high quality, but Anthony pinned him last year in Ithaca.
On the whistle, he's up and out is Galasso with the escape. It's 2-1. We're just underway. 30 seconds into period number 1. A little pass by the takedown. Galasso kind of overextended there on a half shot. And Conica made him pay. A quick little pass by. It's 4-1 and immediately gives up the escape. Conica finished last year with uncanny ability to cradle everybody, it seemed like, and pin them. Haven't seen that pin machine, that cradle machine revved up so far, but he's got a half on, got his man turned over for a moment. 2-point near fall. Just as I mentioned that, but that was not the cradle. He's been a little set out there and able to leaning the right direction to his back, not able to hook up that arm to maybe really end it early, but got the 2-point near fall off the edge of the mat. Conica's up 8-2.
Now those cradlers, boy, when they get to that leg, if that head dips at all anywhere near the knee, they usually attack the head, and you can see right there Anthony Glasso kind of spun back the wrong direction, and Anthony Boy immediately smelled that and went to the head and got the quick 2-point near fall, but that kind of started his run last year up in Ithaca when he pinned Glasso. That was kind of the beginning. He started really going after it, and again, boy, what a finish. What a finish to his junior year now. As a senior, he will be a factor in St. Louis.
Got an 8-2 lead at the moment, and right now 1 minute of riding time for the Cowboys senior. 1-on-1 as he gives up the escape to make it 8-3. And we still got 1:05 to go in the first period. Talk about an active first period. Conica was on the attack from the opening whistle. Still on the attack. 13-13, the team scoring. Only 3 matches remaining. There's a single leg and a takedown for Conica once again. He'll swing single, their arm around the back, and down you go. 10-3. Off the edge of the mat, yeah. They crawled it off the edge of the mat to avoid that, and a point for Conica.
Another warning on Galasso. Boy, he's just being mauled here. Conica, boy, just very traditional, very fundamental, but he does that very well. He appears to get stronger as the match goes on, but he's not waiting around tonight. Cowboys need a big win from the senior in a tough dual meet.
Going to give up the escape here, does Conica. We're still in the first period. He's got 11 points on the board, and right back in on the single leg. Hip lock stuck in, but Conica switching off, grabbing the far side ankle to get his 2 points secured, and does. 15 seconds remaining in the first period as they're off the edge of the mat, 13-4. 1:29 the riding time. Chris Perry, a graduate assistant with Oklahoma State, up. Letting Conica know what he needs to do, or just encouraging what he's already doing at this point. On On the whistle, Conica with us to wrap him up. A little spiral ride, and you hear the buzzer to ride out the period. 13-4 Conica with a riding time of 1:36. In the second period, Conica the down position. J.R. Blows, the referee, blows his whistle. Conica's out. Right back in on a single leg and a double leg takedown. And off the edge of the mat.
I know it's early, Rex, but man, Anthony looks like he's in hard shape right now. Jogs back to the center. Constantly on the attack.
16-4, Conica. Riding time still, again, over a minute and a half at this point. On the whistle, not much movement underneath by Joey Galasso. Now the cradle hooked up by Conica. Got the hands locked, turned him over. Got that inside shove, there's the fall. Conica's up, the crowd goes wild. And rightly so. 3 minutes and 31 seconds. There's the old cradle, Roger on cue.
Wow. Again, Galasso already pretty short. They got a little bit too close to the knee, and pow. Cat Quick got the cradle. It was over in a hurry. Big pin for the Cowboys.
All of a sudden, the Pokes are on top. It's 19-13 after the fall, courtesy of senior 149-pounder Anthony Conica. 2 bouts remaining. We'll move on after this timeout. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield.
Would you like to do your banking anytime, anywhere? First National Bank and Trust Company now offers mobile check deposit with its mobile banking. You can now deposit your checks from anywhere using your smartphone in an instant. And best of all, it's absolutely free. First National Bank and Trust Company, your first choice in banking, with branches located in Stillwater, Morrison, Weatherford, Cordell, and Hinton. Go Pokes! Member FDIC. Whether you're looking for a burger before the game or a place to celebrate another Cowboys win with the family, University Dining Service has you covered. With more than 30 individual restaurants on campus, there's something to feed every Cowboy. Fresh sushi daily, 100% local, never frozen burgers, Oklahoma favorites, and more. At our table, you're always family. So pull up a chair and dig in. Visit dining.okstate.edu for more information. University Dining Services, where the Cowboys dine.
Visit Stillwater.org, dine and stay in Stillwater. Partners include again Freddie Paul's Steakhouse, Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory, Freddie's Frozen Custard, Domino's Pizza, Slim Chickens, Eskimo Joe's, Mexico Joe's, and Mojo's Bar and Grill. Support these great Stillwater locations that support OSU Wrestling. Rex and Roger with you from Gallagher-Iba Arena. Moving on to 157 pounds and making his debut for the 2016-17 season is Joe Smith. Joe, the sophomore, out of Stillwater, the head coach's son on the home bench. Joe still ranked number 3, although he's been out all year. Ready to wrestle right now against Taylor Simaz, a senior for Cornell.
I'll answer all your questions about injuries and cutting weight. And finally down, he will not redshirt this year, obviously. He was a true freshman last year, came to the lineup in January, but Joe, a big match for him, opening night for him in mid-December.
2 wrestlers hook up, drifting toward the edge of the mat. A little slapping and shoving, but not much happening at the moment. Joe ended underneath on the single, making a takedown for Joe Smith. Back to that single, and kind of an odd-looking thing, kind of went through the legs and out the back door with it.
Definitely. Simaz tried to bail over the top, and Joe just kind of used that momentum, snuck out the back door, and pow. Nice takedown for Joe.
Joe Smith a 2-0 lead, and immediately goes to that spiral ride. Little set out there by Simaz. Now gets to his feet. Joe's going to cut him loose. They go off the edge of the mat. And there's a stalling warning against Simaz for backing off the edge outside the circle.
Yeah, Joe Blows not passive on him. Those calls. He's called that all night.
JR's been quick and decisive all night with all the calls, it seems like. Defensive fall and some of the things that he doesn't wait around. He makes the call immediately. There's Joe, a little pass by and another takedown. Just in there mixing it up, upper body slapping, pushing, shoving, and all of a sudden, boom. Pull that man forward, slip around the outside, and score you a takedown. Gives up the escape again, does Joe. It's 4-2 right now. Joe doesn't appear any worse for wear as far as technically sound here in this first period of the season. Joe reaching in, trying to grab an ankle, didn't get it. Joe got an ankle picked up momentarily, and then didn't get it, and now Simaz counters, picks up the right leg of Joe Smith to get to the edge and off the edge of the mat. Dylan Palacio, the senior, finishing fourth in the nation a year ago, beat Joe a couple of times in the duel and again at the NCAA tournament. One of two regulars not in the lineup. Actually, three regulars probably out the lineup tonight for Cornell.
Yeah, imagine a 19-13 duel right now with Smith and Palacio on the mat. Some intensity.
Off the edge of the mat again and called for a backing off his Simaz. And Joe Smith gets gets a point there. Second time he's been called for. Can't wrestle outside that circle. Point of contention for the officials the last couple of years. And Joe gets in, trying to pick up that ankle, didn't get it, and now hooked up around that front headlock there by Simaz as Joe got to that ankle. Joe backs off the ankle, gets his head free, and now back at it. Does get the ankle this time picked up. Tripping his man, trying to trip him to the mat as the time runs out of the period.
It's a pretty good 3 minutes, though, Joe. Again, on the attack. You want to see.
5-2 the lead for Joe Smith of Oklahoma State. One of two bouts remaining tonight. Cowboys lead the duel 19-13. Dean Howell tied it up finally. The Cowboys finally got even at 141, and then Anthony Colligan with a fall at 149 pounds to give the Cowboys a quick 6-point lead. Joe Smith from the down position, up and out with the escape. It's 6-2. Riding time not a factor at the moment. 1:45 remaining in the second period. Two more wrestlers off the far side edge of the mat, and again, Joe on the attack. Simaz called for fleeing the mat, and it's 7-2.
Yeah, Joe's certainly controlling the mat area.
Joe is a little duck there, trying to turn it into a double leg. Didn't happen. Backs away. .105 remaining in the second period. Two wrestlers on their feet. Joe Smith leading 7-2 over Taylor Simaz of Cornell. Jones comes up with a cradle from the near side and then just turns it into a regular takedown. Jumped around the right side as Simaz has got his head and his knee a little too close. Joe just slapped a cradle on him, worked his way around the outside and put him on the mat. Now lets him go. The lead now 9-3. .25 seconds remaining in this second period. The Cowboys flying out of Stillwater tomorrow, headed to Reno for the Reno Tournament of Champions, but the varsity will not be making the trip. 14 reserves making the trip for Oklahoma State for the Sunday event, all-day Sunday. So it's not on your schedule anymore, broadcast-wise, with the varsity not attending. There'll be no radio as the time runs out. in the period, and we head to the final 2 minutes. Joe Smith up 9-3. 38 seconds of riding time for the Cowboy sophomore at the moment. He'll be in the top position and get a chance to run that over the 1 minute mark. On the whistle, Simaz, his hands and his feet on the mat at the moment. There's the escape. Joe goes ahead, cuts him loose. The riding time holding at 51 seconds. The lead now 9-4. Simaz shot in, got in on the ankle. Joe tried to counter. It's a duck now for a double leg and takedown. Joe Smith. And the power double leg, pick him up, put him down.
Good looking finish there. Simaz tried to lock the head up, maybe try something funky, but Joe, boy, he stayed wide and got to the hips. Nice lift. And that's how you defend that funky counter sometimes is power finish, power double.
On the whistle, Joe now leading 11-4. Simaz comes to his feet. Joe hangs on him a moment, lets him go, but his riding time is exactly 1 minute. His lead 11-5. So he's got a bonus point situation working at the moment. Long-range shot. Simaz didn't get there. Joe counters. Grabs the leg, grabs him around the back of the head, spin around the outside. Joe thought he had the takedown, kept his toe over his foot inside the circle. J.R. blows zero off the edge of the mat.
Yeah, even he thought he was taken down. He was going to the referee's position, but no takedown, neutral.
Inside of a minute remaining third period. Joe Smith with a win will put the dual victory away for the Cowboys. Trying to go to 5-0 on the season and give Cornell its first loss of the year. There's another stalling call against the Cornell wrestler, a point for Joe. That makes it now 12-5. With a riding time, exactly 1 minute on the clock. Joe with a double leg, picks him up, puts him on the mat again. Power double leg, trying to catch him on his back there. Not quite able to do it off the edge. It's 14-5 with riding time. Nice third period takedown for a guy wrestling for the first time this year.
Yeah, exactly. He's not facing the top-level guy. Of course, he's also a backup, but Joe looks good for 7 minutes, looks fresh, moving his feet well.
Leading 14-5, gives up the escape. Simaz right back in as he gets the escape, shoots in and grabs the left leg of Joe. Joe Smith able to stick a hip lock in there, trying to spin her out of there, but the time runs out. And that'll do it. 1:07 the riding time at 15-6. The final score in a major decision for Joe Smith, and again, that will lock up the dual victory for the Oklahoma State Cowboys. They now lead this one 23-13.
Took 9 bouts. Again, an entertaining duel. A big win for Joe, and again, the Cowboys had to battle tonight. Brock, Heil, Collica, and Smith, 4 straight. The Cowboys wrap it up.
One bout remaining to fashion the final score for this Friday night. We'll have it for you after this timeout. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Bill Knight for Bill Knight Ford. All sports are built on tradition. But at Bill Knight Ford, we know that here in Oklahoma, it's more than just a tradition. It's a way of life, forged from loyalty and dedication. It's unwavering pride that survives the losses and is ignited by the wins. Bill Knight Ford is proud to support the OSU Cowboys and Cowgirls, Stillwater High School Pioneers, and the Perkins Tryon Demons. We wish them the best of luck this season.
You're at every game, hands in the air, rooting on your team. But who's cheering for you? At Mercy, our primary care doctors are on your side. They coach, they guide, they help you reach your health goals so you can be there for the Cowboys, game after game. It's an entire care team around the clock, always ready to serve. Find your support at mercy.net/Go Cowboys. Visit mercy.net/Go Cowboys. At Mercy, your life is our life's work.
Back with you from Gallagher Arena, Stillwater, Rex Holt, Roger Moore. Here at Cowboy Wrestling Reporters. One bout remaining in our duel tonight. The Cowboys have wrapped up a dual victory. Major decision by Joe Smith, 15-6. Cowboys leading 23-13. And one bout remaining, and that'll be the 165-pounders for the Cowboys. Number 8 ranked Chandler Rogers, redshirt sophomore out of Stillwater, 6-1. His opponent, ranked number 20, Brandon Womack, a sophomore, with a fine record of 17-3. And we're underway. Ankle picked up by Womack. Chandler shoots back over the top. Trying to get into a scramble mode. And Womack still hanging on to that ankle. And again, has a kind of a Peterson hooked up. And he's getting the count out of it. Caught him on his back. Chandler trying to scoot out of that. Wound up with a Peterson out of that maneuver. And caught Chandler on his back, a 2-point near fall. So it's 4-0. Chandler will get into these scramble modes sometimes and get himself in trouble. And again, it's Womack who's got the ankle tied up, got him around the head, and he's got him in trouble. Chandler's in trouble once again. The legs are scissored up. Kind of got a cradle out of the scissor leg situation, turning him on his back, and that'll be a big 4 count, if not a fall. There's the fall. Chandler just got pinned. 1 minute and 3 seconds. And a fall for Brandon Womack of Cornell.
Wow. Just got caught, and again, get to that head, and bad situation, and it ends in a hurry. Sometimes that stuff gets locked up tight, and there's not a lot you can do.
Well, Womack wins that one for Cornell. Good thing the Cowboys had it wrapped up. Our final score is going to be 23-19. And the Cowboys got pinned twice tonight. And Brandon Womack does the honors there in the final bout of the evening. And so the crowd, again, happy with the win, but again, a little stunned here by getting pinned in a couple of matches. And the Cowboys, though, still get the win. 23-19, go to 5-0 on the year. Cornell now 3-1. We'll come back, start to wrap things up from GIA. Again, it's Oklahoma State 23, Cornell 19. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield.
Hurry to Cimarron Casino every day this December to unwrap holiday cash and prizes. Use your Players Club card to be eligible for our hot holiday giveaway with prizes daily. Then ring in the new year with us for your chance to win up to $2,017 cash. Visit CimarronCasino.com for details. Cimarron Casino in Perkins. It's a whole new game. Owned and operated by the Iowa Tribe of Oklahoma.
Celebrating its 100th year, Oklahoma State University Cowboy Wrestling continues its tradition as one of the most dominant sports